won't be missing with this hissin'.
Only shooting stars break the
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Jessie Zane, Fangbringer. This is a snakes deck where we're putting snakes that draw us cards into the top of our library, drawing them and casting even more snakes. Not only are we running some of the best snakes that happen to be in Arena, we're going to be playing things that were changed to be snakes because their creature type was changed. Things that make our snakes cheaper, things that double our snakes' abilities, and things that help us go wide and trample our opponents using Death Touch to finish the game. Jessie Zane is a great commander, a 3-mana 3/4 with Death Touch, so people aren't going to want to block her as we play her on turn 2, playing some turn 1 ramp to get her out early. We also have a lot of fight spells and bite spells especially because these snakes tend to be death touching. And Death Touch also offers us an alternate win condition with cards like Finn the Fangbearer. And I want to say thank you so much to LVD, that's Legend VD, for building the original version of this deck, which I actually took, made a couple of modifications to, and I've been running in the queue for weeks now. It's a great deck and a great way to celebrate the New Year's. So happy Year of the Snake. Let's take Jessie Zane into the queue and bring out those fangs. Reezug the Bone Cobbler. Reezug, once you have a creature in your graveyard, can turn that creature into an artifact and then let you recast it. It's a very cool way of bringing things back as harder to remove, but like permanents that still get their enter the battlefield effects. There are some cards that are really nasty with Reezug. Things that sacrifice themselves, things that can reanimate, things that have just lasting passives as well. And they're able to put things into the graveyard using Self-Mill and Surveil, which is what the Snarling Gorehound will be doing. That's just a land. Okay, so that's not what they were looking for. They were looking for something stronger than that. They didn't find it. I have a choice here between Sylvan Anthem, Jessie Zane. Well, I want to start revving up those snakes, so I'm going to play Jessie Zane. Love getting her down on turn 2. Thank you, Birds of Paradise. Very nice to see you. Plague Crafter. I mentioned those auto-sacrificing creatures being one of the best ones for Reezug. And that's exactly what they found here. I'm going to drop the Birds of Paradise. I want to at least get one trigger out of Jessie Zane before she dies. Snarling Gorehound, I can't block it because it does have Menace. And I will pay... Ooh. Do I want to just kill Reezug? I kind of like just killing Reezug here. So I am going to pay some life for the Sylvan Anthem. And I'm going to bop Reezug. You can't recast it if you're dead. And I'll swing in for 4, because that's a lot of damage. You're Jessie Zane? No, she's Jessie Zane. It's a cool card. Hey, what is this watermark on Ambush Viper? I don't think I ever noticed this before. It says like 2010 Wizards, and then there's like a something after it. Weird. Hey, McJelly, thank you for the 3-year resub. Thank you so much for the support. I hope you like some snakes. I'm gonna use this Realm Walker because it is a snake to get some snakes, and then I can play snakes off the top of my deck. Also, Surveil. Actually, would really love a land because I can't afford the snakes anyway. Speaking of snakes, ma'am, it's the Geomancer. If they have a snake, they don't get a new snake. But if they don't have a snake, they get a snake. Look at that, a snake. You've seen this on a few other cards. It seems like the art was like pulled from an article or something. Yeah, how come my opponent's allowed to have snakes? I'm the snake deck. This is a snake, among other things. It's a horse. It's a golem. It's a dog. It's a human shaman. Might even be a dinosaur. Okay, there's the snake on top of the deck. But I have enough mana to either Henge or Nissa first. I think I'd like to go for Nissa, because she's just such a huge acceleration of mana. into these two other cards next turn. I'm not going to attack in because they're snake. You know. Wow, look at that. There's a whole pile of snakes here. I'm going to draw because I know what's on top. It's an ambush viper. Oh my god, look. An ambush viper. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. Put that on top to draw next turn, and I am not attacking in. Now, Nissa is going to double the mana from these forests. Turn Timber, not a forest, doesn't count. Ooh, somebody's got protection. And you're drawing a card. Yeah, the wider I can go, the better protection I feel I have from a lot of their things. But eventually they will start being able to reanimate cards that do more. Cards like Massacre Worm, Perforator Crocodile. All right, I want to start... I think I could start with the Defiler. Yeah, I'm going to start with the Defiler of Vigor. This is going to discount my Great Henge and allow me to pay life for it. So we are going to pay 1 life and 1 green mana. What a discount. And also buff up all of these creatures. I will untap this forest so it starts getting the buff from the Defiler of Vigor. I am going to tap it though. And I'm going to tap this. Because I'm not attacking this turn because they have protection. And I'm going to pay a lot of life. I want to see how deep I can go. I bet I can go real deep between the Realm Walker and the Henge and Jessie Zane spitting out these snakes and the Scry from the Anthem. There's even a... You know what? There's a snake on top. I'll cast that one. 2 life. Easy. Life is a resource. Elven Chorus. That will let me tap my creatures for more mana and cast things at the top, but that's not really what I want right now. It's not what I need. Oh, look at that. More of these. This is awesome. I will actually pay just 2 mana because I feel I have enough stuff out. And I do have a creature in my graveyard. You killed my Birds of Paradise by making me sacrifice it, so I can exile the 1 ring. Augur of Autumn, also going to let me play lands off the top. I'll grab it. I don't really care. Taking out the 1 ring with a Snake. Ooh. Armada on Fire, thank you so much for the sub. And I think our opponent sees that, yes, you have protection this turn, but not even a board wipe can save you because we've got so much ability to rebuild. GG. Galadriel of Lothlorien. Okay, if you watch my channel, you know how I feel about Galadriel. I love her. She takes a lot of game actions to scry and reveal, and this person's even using beautiful matching sleeves. Galadriel is the Scry Elf, well, one of a couple different legendary Scry Elves, but she's my personal favorite because she ramps you. If you're tempted by the ring, you get some scries, but mostly you're using other ways to scry, to reveal, to get lots of cards into play. And do I feel like setting up a discount first? Nah, it's time for Jessie Zane. I don't have any snakes in hand. This is a weird hand because this discounts creatures. This discounts creatures. This discounts creatures. And this discounts snakes. So I guess I'll discount some snakes? This would give me some additional damage, but I'm going to go for some potential card advantage. I will play Ambush Viper. Sure, why not? I guess I could do it at instant speed. I'm in no rush. And then I draw. Oh my god, look, it's a snake. Yeah, Ronus's Monument, giving that +2/+2 and Trample is a great way to get more snake damage through because Death Touch and Trample is good. Elvish Mystic, surprised they didn't play that before. I'm wondering if they have a counter spell and they're just not sure when they want to land it. I completely understand that. I could go for Nylea over the Serpapard. Nah, I'm gonna go for Ronus's Monument. It's just a snake god. I don't actually think it has creature type snake. I think it's just creature type god. Oh no, it was a Tails End, so they could have only hit the trigger. That's what was holding it, so they weren't able to hit Jessie because I got her down too fast. Just before they got it. All right, we're going to put more snakes into the deck, and I'll swing in with Jessie and the Ambush Viper. Yeah, going first meant they only had 1 mana, right? When Jessie came out. Oh, hi, Tarlos Revisioner. Speaking of mana, this will make a lot of it. Turning those landfalls into treasures. Are you going to play Galadriel this turn? Galadriel and then some? Courser of Krufix allows them to play lands off the top. That is a Cityscape leveler. Not a land. Okay, fine. I hit a land again. Herald's Horn. I'll use this Cloud Key because I can. And I'll name creature. And I will play a creature. A god. One that is ever indestructible. And I'll swing in with all of these. Hey. I also discount creatures. Eventually, I'll find some snakes. They're down to 5 life. So this turn could be one of those turns that just goes off, where they get tons of stuff into play. They've got the Provisioner, they've got the Courser, they've got a ton of mana, potentially. They could even take extra turns. We know they're going to scry away, because that is not a land on top. And then Elvish Farsight. That's not a land. Galadriel's just so sad. She's like, I wanted to reveal. But they have protection, and I don't have a questing beast in this deck, so I'm going to have to wait through at least one turn. Care to draw? They haven't played a land off the top, but they have played a land per turn. Okay, Herald's Horn? Come on! I'm activating Nylea. Give me a snake. Put it in the trash. Thank you. I'm just out here like, where are my snakes? Jessie, I need the snakes. Oh, that buffs everything next turn. I can't deal damage to them because of the one ring, so I pass. Elvish Farsight will get them a scry no matter what. Setting up for the top, they do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana too. So if they play a land, it will get them 2 more and get them to Cityscape leveler mana. And who do you even bop here? I guess it depends a lot on what they find. Jessie Zane to slow down the triggers, Prowling Serpapart if they get some counter magic. Ooh, Bombadil's Song. That is another little ring temptation there. And if you are tempted by the ring and you choose anyone other than Galadriel, you get to scry 3. If you choose Galadriel, you get nothing. She's like, I don't want to be carrying the ring. I can't have that responsibility in my life. Lands, by the way, are falling. They are falling freely, and they are getting a ton of mana, gaining a bunch of life off the Scorcher as well. Is it time for the Cityscape leveler? And remember, we know there's a wash away on top. So who do you bop? They're bopping Jessie. I guess I could use that Power Stone for Nylea's ability. This gets discounted by 2, Cloud Key and Nylea. Herald's Horn doesn't apply to her because she's not the snake. She's a Fangbringer. She brings the snakes. Hey, Courser, you want to swing in? Of course you don't. Herald's Horn, find me a... Thank you. It found me a snake. Ooh, free snake. Jessie Zane. I'll go for the free snake. That sounds great. This will also put another snake into my hand. Give me the snake. Realm Ward, and that lets me play snakes off the top of my deck. And I bet there's a bunch of snakes on top of my deck now. Snake. Snake. I'm trying to think if I want to Sylvan Anthem and swing. I don't think so, because it doesn't kill them this turn. I think I just want to unload while Jessie Zane is alive. Drawing cards, playing snakes. I can technically put full control mode on, by the way, and play these snakes off the top before the draws. It's just you're responding to your own triggers, and Arena gets silly about that. Alright, I have an adequate number of snakes here. I'm gonna swing in with these two. An adequate number of snakes. Oh, and for people watching this live, I will try refreshing the untapped plugin. Arena updated during this video recording, so it might be a little weird right now. Oh, and look at that! Me and my army of snakes are gonna win this game. They have a counter spell that can't hit any of my green or any of my creatures, and they can only destroy one thing. And we have an entire army of little hissy babies. GG. Ghalta, Primal Hunger. It's big, it's green, and it gets a discount based on the amount of power they have in play, usually costing 2 mana for a 12/12 with Trample. I'm a little surprised they did not cast like a Llanowar Elf or anything on turn 1, because they're green. They need to ramp and also just like get power into play. This is a big stompy deck though. It's hard to deal with Ghalta. It has Trample, so even if we get some Death Touchers out, they'll be able to stomp right through it. Fanatic of Ronus also going to reward him, so that's definitely why they kept that hand, because that is so good. But it's also good for us. I'm going to play Emerald Medallion over my commander this turn, because I also have a Fanatic of Ronus. And mine's, like, relevant because it's a snake. He likes snakes. The whole deck likes snakes. Sandstorm Verge. I guess if you're playing mono green, you can get pretty freaky with your lands. Might go bigger since I have the Defiler. Yeah, I think next turn, start with the land, play the Defiler. This then taps for 4 Jessie Zane Masked Vandal. Seems good, right? Defiler is so fun when you're just like, I could pay some life. I could pay some life for sure. Allosaurus Shepherd. Don't worry, guys. I don't have counter spells. Ooh, and a Birds of Paradise. That'll be free. So I want to make sure I'm tapping the Llanowar Elves here. Playing this 6/6. And now I have 4 mana off the Fanatic. And I'm going to get kind of silly here. I will pay... One second. I want to pay 2 mana for this, so the full cost. Because I'm not drawing off any of these. Then I want the birds. Yeah, I don't need to pay life on any of them because I have enough mana, and the discount for an Emerald Medallion is just huge. So I've cast Jessie Zane, and then I cast a snake, and now I have what I will say is a lot more power than the high power green deck. Where's your 12/12 now? Flare of Cultivation. That will get them 2 lands. We have so much mana, too. Fanatic of Ronus, mistake of a card. You should put it in decks that have, especially commanders, that have a power of 4. But also just, if you're ramping and you're playing creatures, it's so good. The Violet Vigor is going to be transformed here into an elk. It no longer will be buffing things, but it's still a 6/6. This thing looks like a snake. Okay, before it got creature type elk. Phyrexian Worm. That's pretty much a snake. Worm is snake. Look, it's even got scales. I'm going to use this Adventurous Impulse to find one of those Ambush Vipers. And then, bam, Ambush Viper. I want to see what I can draw. Because I think am I just short of lethal here? Doesn't matter. We're swinging with everything. At most, they can prevent 6 damage. I've got 15 coming through if they were to block like that. All right. Because that's game. GG, Ghalta. Kenrith, the Returned King. This could be just a 5-color good stuff deck. It could be a Reanimator deck. It could be a Life Gain deck, a Hasty Combo deck. There's a lot of different things that this could be because Kenrith, for some dumb reason, can do anything. I don't like that he can. I don't like that he's a 5-color, well statted, well-priced value piece, but he is. I'm gonna just keep throwing down snakes here because I want to bring up my devotion as high as I can get it, so I can go Circle of Dream Druids into Nykthos, into Hoof. Yeah, I know, I'm ignoring Jessie Zane in that scenario, but like, imagine. We got a Nykthos. I have a green, green, green card. Uh-oh, Scoot Bugs. Scoot Bugs potentially with haste. Circle o' Memes. Swinging in for 2. Tatiova. Okay, so I guess this is a 5-color landfall deck. I mean it when I say just Kenrith can do whatever, so he just does whatever. I'm not trading. All right, bringing out Nykthos. I would like to, tap like that. Tap the Circle of Dream Druids. Use it for the Nykthos to convert that. I can Hoof here. It's not lethal, so we're going to save that for at least a turn. Abundant Harvest. I would like a non-land, please. Okay, Vivian. I'll play Vivian. Looking for a Viper. Ambush Viper. And a land. Okay. I will stay back. I have a thing. I have a thing that could get me the win. Nice World Tree. They have 6 mana of any color here. Ugh. Ugh, Gretchen. You gonna activate? Yeah, you're trying to get more landfall. So the way they're thinking is, oh, you can only make 1/2/1 snake at a time. And the way I'm thinking is, ooh, trample. So let me go ahead and ooh, trample. I'm just attacking in. I can take lots more game actions. I have tons more mana to spend. Doesn't matter. Death touch, trample, you die. Yeah, you gained life off Tatiova. Yes, you made 8 scoots. Gretchen's here. Doesn't matter. Lethal. Thank you, Craterhoof Behemoth. We love you, Craterhoof Behemoth. Ends games. Tyvar Kell. This Tyvar makes elves, lets elves tap for mana. And I like this hand because it's got this Once Upon a Time to let me search out something. I'm going to wait until I have my first draw, though. Yeah, this is probably going to be an elf deck. All right. Once upon a time, there was, come on, 1 mana ramp. Lets me play off the top. Is a small snake. Lands. None of these are really what I want. I'm going to go for the Vizier. It's a big snake. And then I will play a snake. A Moss Viper. A little snake. I don't think they will have counterspells. Because there were Tyvar Kell deck. So Cavern of Souls, I'll probably end up naming Snake. Because there's more snakes than there are humans or assassins in the deck. So here comes Lotus Cobra, Boreal Outrider. I'll swing into that because I can. Guess I could leave it back to block. Metallic Mimic, naming Elf. It's an elf, it's an elf, it's an elf. And they... Oh, if you're spending this on colorless, it doesn't give the buff. I was like, why didn't Boreal Outrider give this? Because it's not snow for a color. Okay, fair. If that's how the card says it works, that's how the card works. If I play Jessie Zane, I'm not using up all of my mana here. I could go for Heraldic Banner or Vizier here. I actually will just play this Vizier. Lets me play the snakes off the top. Like Fang of Shigeki. And then next turn, I think I'll have better value. Here comes Tyvar. His first ability untaps and grows elves. His second one just makes the little elf. And his third one is going to make all the elves forever have haste and draw cards. Really get the elf ball rolling. Nice elf. You want to trade it? Snake for elf, Snelf for Ape. Those were almost words. Perfect! This is another lord for these various elves. That's pretty sweet for them. I'll play the land, get some more green mana, use the green mana for Jessie Zane. Ooh, actually, thinking about something here. Thinking about something. Next turn, I'm going for the Heraldic Banner. Jessie Zane into possibly. Ah! I got the Viper off top. Nice. I was gonna say if I didn't, that'd be a little different. Okay, I put the Viper on top, and I will attack with nothing because even though attacking Tyvar Kell would be cool, it would reduce his loyalty by only 1. I'd probably attack him with Jessie Zane next turn after I unleash some snakes, though. And these are all tapping for black, which means that they can pretty much cast anything in their deck. Wren's Run Vanquisher. They do have snakes. They have elves. I'm getting my typal decks mixed up. And it's getting a huge buff because of you, and you. Also, I guess Tyvar is here. They tap and untap Llanowar Elf. Pollen Bright, I think, wants to proliferate in this situation. They're trying to decide, I think, which elf to tap. Oh, wait. Journey to Eternity first. I guess because they have the mana for it. Why not? And they proliferate. Tyvar is now able to ult at the start of their next turn. I gotta try to get some damage out here then. I will go for the Heraldic Banner. Increase Snake. Ambush Viper. Just snakes. And I will swing these at Tyvar. I could have also thrown in with a Lotus Cobra. Because it looks like they're going to go for the ult. Tyvar Divars. They did not tap any of these for mana first.
This will be a victory for every elf.
Like, they're doing this on 3 lands. They draw 2, and this gets haste. So they can use it for mana right away. Would you like to pay an additional green to draw a card? They can, and they did. That's still a very big Elvish Mystic. The fact they're coming in with 2+1/+1 counters. And a Proliferate Engine! Let's go! They're out of snow, though, so, just 1 counter there. They proliferate. That's a big Llanowar Elf. Ambush Viper, hold the line! I'll block the Evolution Sage and... yeah, Lotus Cobra on Boreal Outrider. You know that there's a land on top. I don't really need more card draw off a Henge. Tribute would make things bigger. Do I go for Jessie into Fang of Shigeki? No, because you don't draw. Ambush Viper. Get that forest. Play in the forest. We know there's a forest on top. I'm going to use the Explore to grab it. And I want to just get down some cheap Death Touchers. So here comes this. This is not a Death Toucher, but it is a good card. Putting it on top. All right, and I will attack with the Vizier of the Menagerie. They might have lethal next turn. I accept this. They have 5-6 mana, sorry. And they're going to keep on drawing cards. Hey, Advent Portal. Thank you for the 4-month resub. Incubation Druid. That's going to tap for 3 mana now. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 still up. Make it 7. Gala Greeters, giving that haste. And it enters as a 3/3. Still getting loads of mana here. They have a very full hand, all 7 cards sitting around. So which elf do you play? If they can keep playing mana-producing elves, like this one, they can just keep going deeper with them. Still 3 mana up. Oh, looks like everybody is swinging in here. Remember, if I kill this, it comes back. So that would be a temporary death at best. I will block based on utility and power here. I have 17 land, or 17 life to give. Guess you're a 4/4. The hexproof doesn't mean as much to me. Taking it. Now they have to discard 2. And full head empty. That's just me all the time. Tribute will draw me a card. I can play Henge into Jessie. And that's it. It'll gain me 2 life. Let's do it. Henge into Jessie. Conjuring a snake, drawing said snake, passing back to them. I think they just have lethal on the attack. They do, because block, and then that's... Okay, well, Hoof also gets lethal. Like, more lethal. A higher, less math required sort of death. So a good game. Tyvar Kell in the very early ult. Ob Nixilis, Captive, Kingpin. If they can deal exactly 1 damage to me, he grows, puts a card in exile, and has the choice of playing that card. I like this a lot more. We've got 1-drops, snake, bite and grow and trample and card draw. Hunter's Talent's just overall a very nice card here. But I want to start with this Elvish Mystic. Hey, Implement of Combustion. That sure is a thing that can deal exactly 1 damage. So Ob Nixilis, Captive Kingpin, is the king of ping. Not just talking about that 1 mana or that 1 damage ability, but there's a lot of cards that are better than they might seem. There's actually an infinite combo, as long as you have enough cards in your deck, with All Will Be One. With Ob Nixilis, it gets very, very good. Actually, I think you don't even need cards in your deck because it puts them in exile. I guess I'll go for a snake here. I want the Stonecoil Serpent because it can block Ob Nixilis. He's multicolored and flying. We have protection from multicolored. Ooh, a Scrawling Crawler. That is going to hurt once we start getting those Ambush Vipers. So I think I either want to go for Jessie and then like Hunter's Talent it next turn. This will draw me an extra card here, so I'm actually fine with this. I'll swing in with the Stonecoil Serpent. I do like that this is losing 1 life, so it counts for Ob Nixilis. That's cool. Can I imagine how annoyed Ob Nixilis was to be desparked again? Horrendously annoyed. He seemed very frustrated to be stuck on a plane. So when I draw a card, I'll be losing a life. This will be growing. They'll get the card in exile. Is it until your next end step? Sure is. Nice. Spiteful Prankster. More pings. So I've got a choice of who to kill here. I could either kill Ob Nixilis or the Scrawling Crawler. For now, I think I'm actually hitting Ob Nixilis. I can get some good damage in. And I don't have any card draw yet. I will have it soon off the Ambush Vipers that get the additional draw card, and maybe Hunter's Talent. Aha! An Ambush Viper. Thank you so much for drawing me a card. The way I see it, I'm going to be generating more damage than they'll be dealing to me off that extra draw. Oh my goodness, they actually sacrificed the Scrawling Crawler, saying like, yeah, the card draw, I think it's benefiting my opponent too much. Probably because it was. But that's so good for me. I'm going to name Snake here. Knock. Oh, it feels so nice to get to draw a card. I have more mana than I need. I'll give something a buff. And if I have them sacrifice this, it draws them a card. It's not really what I want. I'm going to give Jessie Zane Trample. Pick your poison is on theme. Right? It's like, it's snakes. Snakes have poison. It's perfect. Also, it's just a very good card. This card is very good in Commander. I've had some absolute blowouts at tables where it's like, all right, everybody sacrifice an artifact, and it's being played by like a guy with a soul ring, and everybody else has to drop theirs. Ooh, Shadowheart and General Crete. So this is an Impact Tremors effect going to ping me down. And this is going to be life loss at the end of turn. And then the Epicure also dealing 1 damage. This is a really good set of blockers. I will take the 3. Our life totals are pretty even. I love your symmetrical damage. I find it very fun. Come on, snake into snake. We get the card draw, and it's a land. That's all right. I'll use Hunter's Talent to get some more card draw. I will go to combat, and I'm going to swing in with how's about everyone. Again, giving the buff to Jessie Zane. She's the biggest. And at the beginning of my end step, I do have a creature of power for a greater, so I will be drawing a card. I'm getting pinged. I'm getting pinged. Oh, hi, Nissa. If I don't die here, I think I'm good. Because Nissa, Ascended Animist, will be getting me essentially a Craterhoof Behemoth. I will have to block, though. Ooh! Okay, so Cleric of War is great. This is a card that is both funny and dangerous. It's, to me, like, this is the perfect version of something like Rowan, where it's just, hey, you lose life during your turn, I deal that much damage to your opponent. It's a really fun commander. So they are attacking with a Spiteful Prankster. I am going to block. I'm still going to take a damage here. Had they attacked with one of these, they also would have gotten more damage. I wonder if they had lethal off that. Like attacking with everyone, because you'd get the ping. I'd have to block there. I think I would have been dead, but they didn't see it. So I'm going to bring out Nissa. And I'm going to use her -7 ability to get a reward for my many forests. And swing in with an army of, well, 2 out of 3 have Death Touch Trample. What do you mean we'll be entering maintenance soon? Don't you know I'm playing Brawl? Sun Games. Next, they're going to have the audacity to ask, did you have fun? I did. I did have fun. Thank you for asking. Please ask. Didn't ask. Ojer Pakpatiq, Deepest Epic. This is one of the gods of Ixalan, of the inside of Ixalan, and it gets you rebound. If you're casting instants, you get to cast them again. This works best with modal instants, ones that you can cast, let's say, as a counter spell, and then later as card draw, bounce, or whatever their other modes happen to be. This is a very cool card, and because it's one of the gods, it dies and comes back as a land, and then flips back over time. I do think we have a pretty good start here. I had that turn 1 ramp. They didn't counter my commander. In turn 2, we got the commander, then I have snakes, I have buffs, I have fights. And even though killing this would ramp them, I'd say there's a good chance it's worth it. I think I'll use Sylvan Anthem to get a bit of a buff here. Then I want some more mana, so I'll play this Birds of Paradise, Scry. Realmwalker lets me play snakes off the top of my deck, so I'm going to keep that there. And then Animus Smite, using Jessie Zane to bite Pakpatiq. Now swinging for 4. Sylvan Anthem's giving me extra damage. And now I have enough mana for loads and loads of snakes. This is a snake. We love snake. I love snake. Oh, hey, Hottie. Hottie Jin makes those instants that they want cost a little less. They do want to tap this. They want to make sure they're tapping it to remove those time counters. And they're giving me poison? Rude, but okay, I accept this. I'll use the Realm Walker. It is a snake. It's a bunch of other stuff too, but it's a snake. Change the equation. They're countering this. Okay. I think it's time for more violence. Yeah, I could cast a snake. Or Jessie Zane could pick another fight with the Hottie Jin. Hunter's Talent, able to give me some trample and then eventual card draw. And look at this little, like, hedgehog question mark. Look at this little hog. Wearing his shirt made out of leaves. He's so cute. Ledger Shredder, gonna reward them for casting multiple spells in a turn. And also, if I cast multiple spells in a turn, they will connive. Drawing and discarding a card and putting a counter on this if it happens to be a non-land discarded. Ledger Shredder's great. It's a cool island. Very pretty. Hey, you're not a snake. It's okay. Panharmonicon. Hi. I need more snakes. Please, you need to understand I need more snakes. Excellent. I will play Shigeki, who is a snake. This is not an entering ability. This does double the drawing cards ability, though. From the Ambush Vipers. I believe that's why it's in the deck. Defabricated? Oh, I guess I'm just happy Jessie Zane resolved. I'll swing in for 4. You think my deck should be immune to poison? Yeah, because I'm a snakes deck. Ooh, Vivian. So Vivian, I could plus and get a snake, but I don't actually have enough mana to play it. Instead, I want to go for a minus. You gonna flip that? You gonna flip it next turn? That's cool. I want to try and bop your bird. Okay. All right. Jessie Zane, another 4 damage. She's going back into my hand. They're going to get a scry. I do not have enough mana to replay her this turn. Temple of Cyclical Time. Pakpatiq is back. They only have 1 card in hand, though. Let's see if this resolves. Jessie Zane, Fangbringer in play. Gonna get us twice the snakes shuffled in. Going to get me twice the scries off this. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. I don't need to scry it twice. I already know. And I'm gonna throw this down, draw 2 cards. I don't care, Ledger Shredder. And I'm going to try to find 1 land, 1 snake. So I want to draw first, then scry 2, then scry 2, then draw. So I'm reordering these triggers. We know there's a snake on top. Okay, yeah, getting more of them is awesome. But I really want to land. I know it sucks to like put Jessie Zane's snakes away, but I need to cast the snakes. I could also wait to do this on their turn, but because we know they have access to counter spells because they're a mono blue deck and we've already run into some of those. All right, and now at this point, it's snakes all the way down. All we ever wanted was a couple of snakes and a couple of forests to help us play the snakes. Bam, kabow. Somebody is spreading some misinformation in the chat. Let me make sure I correct that. Nadu is banned in all of Commander. There's no such thing as banned as Commander in EDH, in regular 4-player Commander. In 1v1 Commander, called Dual Commander, French EDH, whatever you want to call it, there's a separate ban list. And those ban lists actually do have banned as Commander. But in Commander itself, the thing that, like, you go to your LGS and play, Nadu's just straight up banned. And there's no banned as Commander yet. I feel like they might introduce it at some point. I might have to keep this Birds of Paradise back. Jessie Zane, a couple of scries. Can actually use like a bite spell. You know what? I think I want that. I don't have enough to draw it, play it, and activate it this turn. Oh, no, I did. Oh, I should have done that. I miscounted how much mana I had because I forgot Elvish Mystic is a mana producer. That's on me. It's fine. We'll use it next turn. Ooh, and there's the fight. I was mentioning I wanted something fighty-bitey. Nice hoof. I won't be able to use it. I'll go for one of the many ambush vipers. I won't be able to cast it this turn. I'm going to have Jessie Zane fight this dummy thick. Just Ledger Shredder. Okay, it's gone. Swinging in with 2 ambush vipers and leaving this back as a blocker. When did they get rid of Banda's commander? I don't know if it was ever a thing in the format. I know a lot of places will ban certain commanders. They're just like, yeah, I don't want to deal with a Turgid deck. They rule 0 it. It was a thing 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah, I think they got rid of it for clarity because you would think that most players understand it and accept it, but then you will run into some people who just don't get it. It was 2009. Okay. I think they could bring it back at some point. Let's use this Nykthos. I guess I can do this first. And if you're wondering, Amy, why aren't you attacking and don't you have lethal? I don't trust like that. Yeah, it's like I want to give this. I'm going to activate the Nykthos, level this up, level it up, and then Ambush Viper. I know they have up to 2 more blockers, but I'm really relying on the Death Touch Trample to get through here. So I'm just going to use up this last 2 mana, cast 1 more Snake, and then swing in. Thank you, Nykthos. You're very cool. Triggers happen. Oh boy. What a surprise. An Ambush Viper. I love how all of my Ambush Vipers are just getting cast at sorcery speed here. I will swing in with all of these. Jessie Zane getting targeted by Hunter's Talent. Because 5 Death Touch Trampling damage is good Death Touch Trampling damage. Okay, into the Flood Maw. They're putting it back into my hand. But they would need to block more than 2 of my attackers. So if they have another bounce spell, great, but they don't have enough mana to animate another incubate. So it looks like we win. GG. Yuma, Proud Protector. This is a deserts commander. Have we gotten any new deserts in Arena recently? I'm not sure. The more deserts you have in your in play that you put into graveyard, the more plants you get. Nice. Sacrifices lands too. Very cool. And I believe is just going to be playing tons and tons and tons of fetches to get the cost down. I've seen plenty of 3-mana Yuma casts. Unfortunately, when Yuma first came out, I don't think we had all of the fetches because we got the other 5 in Modern Horizons 3. We're not in it, but like they released them into Arena at the same time. Yuma, my man. He's the Mandalorian. A Faithless Looting. Putting a Detective's Phoenix in there. Not a land. I'm going to play this Sylvan Anthem to buff Jessie Zane when she comes down next turn. And all my snakes. And get me some scries. I can use this to try to get closer to the snakes. Or, never mind, it's a couple of maps because they told me to get lost. Yuma, now cheaper. I will use this Utopia Sprawl, forest onto a forest. So it taps for 2, and then Jessie Zane. there is one counterspell they could have. And I did not start with the Prowling Serpent. I don't think it's the sort of thing a Yuma deck would be running. Mana Tithe? No. Reprieve, that just puts back in the hand. All right, so now I have at least one Ambush Viper sneaking among the top deck. The top of the deck. I know how to talk. Brutal Cathar, they'll put Jessie Zane in jail. Do I feel like freeing her? Yeah, I'll free her. I have 5 mana. I don't think I'm going to super effectively use it here. I'm going to play Roaming Throne. I can either name Human or Snake here. I will go for Human. Pretty much just doubling the number of snakes being put in rather than the number of cards drawn. I'll use this map. Hey, that's a snake. I'll take it. I already have extra lands in hand, too. Sacred Foundry. And a Werefox Bodyguard. So, Yuma, is your deck based around guys that exile other guys? It's okay if it is. I'm going to play Jessie Zane. And I'm not going to cast a second spell this turn. Because if I do, it becomes daytime. And if it's daytime, this will flip over and exile another card. I know, it's just not what I want right now, especially because the other card I'd be casting is Stonecoil Serpent, and they'd exile it, and then it would be a 0/0, and it would make me sad. I'm happy to wait at least one more turn for it. Hopefully we find some of our fighty-bitey spells soon. More snakes? We're pretty good at blocking. By the virtue of Jessie Zane's a 4/5. And she has Death Touch. Actually, she's dead. Rip. Or exiled? That's a very expensive Jessie Zane. And it's daytime, but there's nothing for them to exile. I will pop down the Nykthos, a Serpapard. I'd love to have Jessie Zane out for these. I can't, though. Ambush Viper. Ooh, Vizier of the Menagerie. I'll do this for X = 2. Yeah, you know, I can still try to just beat him with snakes. Jessie Zane, she can go off. But, like, the snakes ain't too bad. Is the Cathar multicolored? It is. This is a Boros card because it's red on the backside. It's not a multicolored permanent. It just has 2 colors in its color identity. So unless your commander is red and white, you can't put it in a deck. Oh, you were asking because of the interaction with Stonecoil Serpent. It is monocolored on each side. It is not a multicolored card. It is a multicolored color identity, not a multicolored card. If that makes any sense. I know it's weird. Color identity doesn't necessarily reflect the color of the card. Hi, welcome to Magic the Gathering. It's a lot of rules. Looks to me like they're going to use that Detectives Phoenix from the graveyard. They have to collect 6 evidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do they not have enough? They don't have enough. Ooh, a Goyf. Well, see, look, you don't want to do things in graveyards. The Vizier of the Menagerie. I can bring this down. I want to not use my Nykthos yet. And I can play creatures off the top, but there aren't any creatures on the top, so I will use Vivian. And I will plus. By the power of Death Touch, maybe we can defend ourselves. Ooh, do I want the Ambush Viper? Or do I want the Ankle Biter? I want the Ambush Viper. Oh, and look at that! There's now a creature on top of my deck that I can play with the Vizier. Perfect. Excellent. Do some of the new rooms fall into multi-identity, not multicolor? Oh gosh, rooms are weird. I guess if you had one half of the room unlocked, is it only the color identity of that half of the room? Or that color? I don't know. Judges in the comments and in the chat. What's going on with that? Are there multicolored room cards? There are. There are ones that are different color on each half. Alright, so I have a free block here and a trade here. That sounds good enough to me. And they did sacrifice a land, but it was not a desert, so they don't get the 4-2. Actually, did they not sacrifice the land? No, they did to draw a card. Okay. I've got lots of Nykthos bits here, so I am going to activate Nykthos to bring out Jessie Zane. Start putting some snakes in there. Okay, the top card wasn't a snake, but we know it's a land, so I will use Augur of Autumn to play that land. Then the Ambush Viper from my hand at a stunning sorcery speed. We draw a card. We know what the card is. It will become daytime. This will get to exile something. It's daytime! Ambush Viper. Ooh, Wicker Wing Effigy. That's another playing creatures off the top, but it turns things into birds. And I will tack in with the Vizier, because I will have another way to play things off the top. And, ooh, oh gosh. The Wandering Emperor. Okay, so, like, they can either put a +1/+1 counter onto the Brute to kill it, or just do that. It's exiled. It's gone for good. If only one color is unlocked, it counts as one color, but if you unlock the second room, it's both colors. Good to know. Move my commander to the command zone. I'm gonna decline. It can live there. Bird snakes? Yeah. Got the quaddles. Gotta get the quats in here. Detective's Phoenix now is definitely escapable. But it won't get through the Stonecoil Serpent. Thank you, Stonecoil Serpent, for having protection from multicolored. Aw, Sabine's Reclamation. Hey, that's a desert! Maybe they're actually gonna make one of the plant guys. Also, now that Yuma's flying, I guess I could just bonk Yuma. I think I'd rather keep working towards ult on Vivian. Because the overrun sort of thing, Vigilance, Trample, Indestructible, feels like it would be really good for me. Don't think about Trample on Death Touch and Snakes. That seems nice. Remember your training. They sacrificed a desert, so they do get a plant. And Stonecoil Serpent! Use that! Reach! This looks like the snakes I keep 3D printing. I should 3D print more snakes. I have one 3D print file, one STL prepped for the 3D printer, and it's snakes. Happy year to snake, everybody. Oh, they're gambling! It's Phage in the graveyard! Oh, that's really good. Okay, land off the top. Not a creature. I'd be able to play a creature anyway, because I have 0, 1, 2, 4. Yeah. Viper. Make that Nykthos number go up. Draw that Abundant Harvest. Okay, Finn with the alternate win con. Alternate Finn con. I could destroy Yuma. I'm not going to. Oh, more card draw. Yeah, casting snakes doesn't make as much of a difference here because, you know, Jessie's in jail. Time to use that Nykthos and see how many things I can spit out. Bang of Shigeki. Abundant Harvest to move the top of the deck. And they hit me with a Sleepy Hedron, and they left. They're just jealous because my Nykthos is making more mana than they have on their lands. GG. Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin. Swings in, grows, and then makes goblins equal to his power. I've got some snake discounters here. But no, nothing until turn 3, so I'm going to mulligan. Hey, that's a snake, and it's also ramp. I like that. Horn of the Mark is kind of cool, too. Panharmonicon. Nice. I need this so I can get twice the snakes in my deck. And then each snake drawing 2 cards. It's fine. It's good. Oh, a gamble? Wonder what they're gambling for. Gamble is a card that it tutors. And then it lootered. Okay, it put a Faithless Looting into the graveyard. Arcane Signet. I'm actually going to throw down the Panharmonicon before Jessie Zane. And here comes Krenko. Hopefully no haste. Ooh, Felonious Rage! That is a haste enabler. It is also going to spit out 4 goblins. An adequate number. Panharmonicon does not double the land trigger here. Let's get down the Emerald Medallion so we can have some more discounts. Jessie Zane. And I'm going to put 2 Ambush Vipers into my deck. And then sit here because attacking into the 1/1s doesn't sound good. It's goblins versus snakes. I think they can make goblins more effectively than I can make snakes. I feel like 1/1 tokens generally will beat this deck until we get things that can buff up the board, which do exist. We do have them. Oh, hello, Roaming Throne. Naming Goblin. They didn't attack in, though. They didn't attack in. And I didn't get a snake. That's okay. I have some indestructible, I suppose. If I want to attack with both of these, I have a chance of getting a snake. I don't think it's worth it. Ooh, the Devilish Valet. This could straight up kill me. Okay, so Fervent Strike. This is going to get 2 counters and 2 triggers. So first it will make 4 goblins, and then it will make 5 goblins. Which will double, toil, and trouble. And I don't think I can survive that. That's a big guy. Uh-oh. It's just 512 damage, you guys. How much could it cost? 3 mana? Gornog, the Red Reaper. This is going to be a very tricky commander to play against because it's going to make my snakes not snakes anymore. In fact, it's going to turn my snakes into cowards and then grow those cowards, but they should still be entering as snakes. It does mean that things that buff based on creature type, though, will no longer do so. Ah, Ragavan, a nice aggressive creature. It is so aggressive, in fact, that I think I'm going to kill it. I'm going to use this Hunter's Talent to bop Ragavan. And... oh, gosh. I'm trying to decide if I want to stay back because there are some other hasty things in their deck. And if I can get a trade, like, I will get a trade. Like, I would use a Snakeskin and go into that if it had haste. Jessie Zane. And I can protect her with a little bit of Snakeskin. Both from Gornog's ability or if they had Burn. So here comes Gornog. They do need to attack to get that trigger. And this is going to be a bit of a blowout because now not only are they not getting the buff, Jessie Zane is just going to take the hit. We're going to win. GG. A little bit of protection goes a long way. Omnath, Locus of Rage. Omnath costs 7 mana, but once he's in play, he has a great landfall ability, making giant 5/5 elementals, and whenever any elemental dies, you get to deal 3 damage to any target. They did go first here, but I had some turn 1 ramp, so that makes me feel pretty good. This is probably going to be Gruul, Ramp, and Landfall. Playing other big Gruul spells, ones like Itali, anything that generates a lot of value. And I guess also some ways to keep my opponent in line. I'll bring out Finn. Finn's not a snake, but he works great with them because Death Touch is a theme among snakes. Finn the Fanbearer will be out here putting poison on him. And, oh gosh. I would love to play Jessie Zane here, but that's a tireless provisioner. So I'm going to use Finn to kill it. And then I'm going to play the Moss Viper. Jessie is like, don't you want to save that for me? Sorry, this is a Finn deck now. I thought you knew that. And I have a Snakeskin Veil to protect. I could have also Abundant Harvest to look for land. A Snakeskin Veil. We're protecting Finn. We know they have burn, and we're going to stop it. Now I have a bigger Finn. All I need to do is hit them 5 total times with Death Touchers. And with the protection in my hand, I have a Tyvar stand too. I don't think that's going to be that hard. GG, Omnath, Locus of Rage. Marina Vendrell. This is a 5-color enchantments commander. This 5-color enchantment commander is going to be able to unlock rooms and also relock rooms. She also gets you a ton of enchantments, just whatever happens to be in the top 7 cards of your library. And I have the exact amount of mana. Play Jessie Zane, let's start getting some snakes. I was hoping for a land. I could turn this into lands. I could impulse for a land. Okay, I'm gonna impulse for a land first and then play the Ambush Viper. And if the Ambush Viper draws me a land, then I can use a Kami of Bamboo Groves to put that land into play. Exactly like that! A perfect... an update is available. Fine. We'll have to continue this Brawl Stars later. But for now, we're playing against Marina. She probably just got that pop-up too. Defaced Gallery. Ooh, gonna make their creatures a little stronger. And a board wipe. Aww. They've got way more mana in play than I do because they've got some mana rocks. That board wipe's gonna feel pretty bad. I'm gonna use this Nissa, though, to try and catch up. I have 5 forests. I can get in 3 damage, and then I could play Shigeki. It's better to play the 6 when I have Jessie down, but, like, Shigeki's just good to have. Hello, Marina. Inquisitive Glimmer. Going to discount their enchantments and their unlock costs. Let's tap and untap. Get this Defiler of Vigor in play. Followed by Jessie Zane. Yeah, I want to pay life. I want to get as many things in play as I can this turn. However I need to do it. So I'm going to use that 1 floating mana here. Keep on growing these creatures. See if we get a land. Nice. All right. I will first attack in. I'll actually attack in with both of these. I could save this back to do the like bouncing back in hand. I'm not going to do that though. I'd rather have the Vizier coming in, and I could pay the life hoping to see another Viper on top, but I think that the chances aren't high enough. You've already wiped the board once. They do have Overwhelming Splendor, but that will not get through the +1/+1 counters. It will get rid of the Death Touch, though. And also the stats. Pretty much everything. So Overwhelming Splendor, unfortunately, does nullify a lot of what my cards do. But not what Nissa does. I mean, it does change what the lands do, but it makes them not really lands anymore. Makes them into stinkamentals. Splendor made my forest stronger. Yeah, I guess. I think I just swing in and I have lethal, though. So that's good. It all worked out in my favor. Perfect. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars, and thank you again to Legend VD for brewing up the original version of this deck list. I had fun making a couple quick changes to it, adding some cards and swapping in some big finishers just to, you know, get a little bit of an advantage in the queue so I could slam jam, thank you ma'am, with my favorite card creator, Hoof Behemoth. I know, I'm a problem, I'm a troublemaker, and I like to put Hoof into every single green deck. If you're looking for my deck list, it's in the description below. And if you're looking for Legend VD's channel, I'll also put a link to that in the description. He's another great Magic Arena content creator, and you should check out his channel. He's got tons of videos pretty much every single day he's putting one out, so be sure to check him out. And thank you all so much for watching. I have so many new brews incoming with Aether Drift, but until we get there, I'm going to need some suggestions. So please leave comments letting me know what kind of cards you'd like to see me brew around. I don't plan on building the Aether Spark just because it's colorless and we don't have too many choices for it. But if there's anything you're looking forward to or want to see experimented with, please let me know in the comments. I'll put them in a list and I'll see what my Twitch chat is also interested in so we can get a brewing when the new set comes out. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.